Ruff, ruff, ruff. Any game where you can transform into a werewolf is a game that makes me happy. On that one, so I'm going to grab this one. I like the voice acting in this game. Gentlemen and ladies, I am the old school game snob, and I am starting a new series called Playing Every Game That's Like Diablo. I'm going to work on that title. It's going to be something like that. The first game we're checking out today is called Ravenswatch, and it's in early access, and I've been playing it a little bit, probably only a couple hours, but I'm going to do a quick playthrough slash review. This is a roguelite? Roguelite? Light or like? It's one of those two. It's one of those games where you are given a finite number of lives. In this particular, I think you get 5 or 6 lives. The game is mean and harsh and cruel. You can't save, and you kind of try to play through as much as you can, survive as long as you can, without, right, I changed my keys, without dying. And as you progress, you carry over a little bit of something from playthrough to playthrough. You kind of rank up a little bit, and you don't start with all your skills as you start over again. You kind of lose all your skills, and you kind of get a random selection of skills each time you kind of run through. So you can kind of choose what you want to specialize in, and you kind of create your character from a certain preset of various skills each time that become more and more unlocked as you level up. So if you have a hard time the first time through, if you're not able to defeat the mini-boss at the end of each section, well, not mini-boss, I guess he's the boss, then maybe the next time you've gained a little bit of power, unlock some skills, whatever the case may be, that help your character the next playthrough. If you have the skills, you can probably do it all in the first try, right? But for me, I've had to try a few times to get a feel for it. Now, the cool thing about this game, well, is number one, the rogue-like or roguelite nature of it. Whichever one means what I think it means, I don't know. I know there's roguelite and roguelike, and I forget what the nuance is between those two types of games. But basically, it's Diablo hardcore, but it's designed for you to be, you know, you're meant to die. You're meant to die in the game. You're not meant to necessarily live forever and keep your hardcore character alive. It's meant to be more for quick burst playthrough sessions. Now, the way that the game sort of works is that when you begin the game, you get about looks like about an 18-minute timer. That's three days in game. And for that time, you're meant to try to level your character up as much as you can, gather as much gear as you can, get as many skills and all that sort of stuff, complete little quests. And each time you play the game, the map is randomly generated. Kind of, you know, similar monsters and all that sort of stuff, but the map is randomly generated, kind of like Diablo. And you're meant to try to create a strong enough character to be able to deal with the first nightmare boss, which comes, like I say, every 3 days, every 18 minutes. And then you go through, if you would defeat the first boss, which I have only done once, I've only defeated the first boss, so I'm fairly noob to this game. You defeat the first boss, and then you continue on to the next stage, and the next stage, and the next stage, and so on and so forth. Now, this game is kind of interesting in that it's geared after fairy tale heroes. So you've got Little Red Riding Hood, who plays kind of as this like dual-wielding knifestress who transforms into a werewolf in the nighttime and is Little Red Riding Hood in the daytime. And this is the Ice Queen. I've never actually heard of her. I'm not sure who her mythological character is, or fairy tale character is. But yeah, like I say, random selection of talents each time you level up, each playthrough. And so you can kind of decide to specialize in certain things and gear your build each time. And it's fast and quick, and you know, don't necessarily have to give too much thought to it. But as you can see, that recent upgrade added a blizzard effect after I used my primary power. Now, the way that the game's combat is sort of designed is that you get a power, a special, a skill, a defense, and ability. So I forget which one is which, and which one's the power, and which one's the super, and all these sorts of things. And they're all on timers and cooldowns. And so you kind of try to cycle through in sensible ways. So I've got that one, of course, which I think is the, is it the talent? Or the power, I forget. Anyway, so I start with something like that, right? And then that synergizes with something like that, because that does more damage when things are frozen. And then I've got a defense, which is sort of run around and hit everything, and then I've got this what's it called, talent or skill or whatever, that zaps everything which is frozen, but only things which are frozen. So you kind of try to, in this particular character's case, you kind of try to synergize your things so that they have the best effect. And of course, so that you get the best area effect. Now, as you're playing your game, you'll come across these little treasure troves, and you gather up shards, I think they're called, as you play. And basically, these shards will allow you to buy talent upgrades. It'll also potentially allow you to buy magical items that can provide a variety of different effects. For example, one of the effects might be health regeneration when you get low on health. There we go. So we run through all those, then we hit them with the talents. I forget. You know what? We're going to check. We're going to check what everything's called here. Go to settings, keyboard. So we've got our traits, our attacks, our powers, our specials, and defenses, and then we got our ultimate. So basically you combine all of these different skills into their best effect. So this is a little shrine that not only heals me, but increases my character's max health. So if you look at the little mini-map on the bottom right there, you can see that there are objectives throughout the map. So a part of the game is sort of trying to strategically decide what you think is going to be most beneficial to your character when it's time to face the nightmare. And we're going to play this little review through to the first nightmare, or until I die. that'll be, which will probably be the first nightmare, because I'm not too good at it yet. But I can say that they do the combat of this game quite well, quite fun. It's you steer around with your keyboard or your game controller, and you can turn around and kind of aim in the direction that your mouse is pointed, right? So you control where the spells go with your mouse, but you steer around with your keyboard. Whoa, there's a bunch of dudes. Alright. So I freeze all those guys, synergize. Oh, my cooldown's not up yet. There we go. And defense. And of course there are, like this guy here, for example, is sort of a mini boss, tougher than the regular mobs. Takes a little longer to go through. And of course there are also units that can sometimes synergize with each other, like dark clerics. I forget what their names are called, but they hear, like this guy here actually. Good example, speak of the devil, and so he shall appear, that you're going to want to kill first, because if you don't, they actually are very effective at healing enemy units up. So you're going to want to worry about sort of some strategic thinking when it comes to combat. Let's see. The little lines on the screen show when you have like an AoE or an enemy attack coming in, you kind of can see what to expect, so you know to get out of the way. I'm not sure if that's like, there are several levels of difficulty in this game, and I'm at the first level of difficulty, and it's kind of like normal, nightmare, and hell mode difficulties, right? So as you level up, you can unlock higher and higher difficulties and kind of keep playing through. And yeah, you know, basically there's a skill level up curve that's only unlockable once you complete certain difficulties. There we go, leveled up, so I get to choose a new talent. And let's see, Radiant Crown. Shatter effect, so that's triggered, I believe, when I hit anything that's already frozen. And plus 25 damage, gain 4% crit chance for each chilled enemy nearby. I'm just gonna go for this one, because I can honestly say I don't fully know what's best yet. I've probably played this game a combined total of, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours. Here's my thinking, guys. I'm starting this series because, you know, as much as I love Diablo 2, sometimes you just need to try something a little different. And it's hard to find really fun, good games. And so basically, I'm on a quest. I'm on a hunt to find really good, fun, interesting games to play. And I thought, you know what? You guys are into Diablo, as am I. What a fine place to start, but trying to, you know, see, let's take a look. Let's do an extensive video series which takes a look at all the different Diablo games that have been made throughout, I don't know, the last decade or something like that. This is going to take a while. This is the first of, I'm not sure how many parts will come in this series, but I'm going to be covering anything that's Diablo-like. And we're going to take a look at everything and see, kind of compare and get a feel and see if we can discover some fun gems. Like, I had never heard of this one until I just kind of started browsing around on Steam, and yeah, I can say it's kind of fun. I can say it's kind of fun. You know what I like about this game is that it's not designed to necessarily be incredibly demanding of your thought or time or anything like that. You can jump in, and you're not, you know, expected to have a lot of time investment to just kind of jump in and start blasting monsters and having fun, right? And I kind of like a game like that in my, you know, kind of play arsenal, in my play library. Something I can just jump in when I'm not feeling like putting too much thought into something and just kind of run around, have fun. These guys I do not like. They have these little, this little multi-dagger attack. They are probably one of my least. They're not overly strong if you watch out for them, but yeah, you let them get nearby and they'll go chick, 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 and you'll almost kill you in one attack sequence. So let's see, we've got 8 minutes left on the clock before we experience the first boss, who I have managed to defeat once, but only once, and got frustrated about the first few times I played through, because honestly I kind of like, you know, just this, where you can kind of just level up and play and get gear. And I was getting sad because, you know, the character, it's a roguelite or like game, and I just kind of wanted to kind of keep progressing, right? And just kind of level up and go through. But that's of course not the essential nature of this game. You're meant to play in bursts. You're meant to see how long you can survive. And I was doing fine against the monsters until I came to the boss, at which point I was just dying over and over again, so that made me kind of sad, and actually made me quit the first couple days I was playing this game, just because, you know, it's a bit of frustration. I just want to kind of relax, right? And so, yeah, I mean, nothing to critique the nature of this game, but like I say, rogue-like game or roguelike game, that is kind of the idea behind it, right? So you can't really change fundamental core mechanics. But a part of me almost wishes, I will say, that you could just kind of play through, kill the monsters, and not have to deal with that boss at the end of every nightmare sequence, and then, you know, have to reset basically. But like I say, the boss, I believe, will, you know, one of those things that starts out difficult for noobs, and then as you level up, then you gain some more skills, and as your character gains more starting, basically perks, more starting rank or whatever, because you do carry over some progression from each playthrough. Now, you don't get to keep your skills or your level or your gold or anything like that, but you can, as you level up, you do unlock things that would have otherwise previously been unavailable, which can dramatically help. And actually, that's the only reason I was able to defeat the boss finally, is because I unlocked the superpower, the super, or what's it called, the ultimate skill, which was incredibly powerful. And I did figure out a bit of strategy for how to take the boss down, and this video will cover that for anybody who wants to give it a try but might find that first boss fight frustrating, as I did. But combined with a bit of strategy and figuring out how the boss fight works, it gets easier, I will say. So yeah, I see. What are we? Level 3? Level 3. And we're not really that far ahead in skills and talents and stuff yet. Ouch. These little health globes, by the way, are, as far as I can tell, the only real way to heal. And they drop randomly when you kill a monster. So, and these, like I say, are the shards of gold. At this point, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually fast travel back to the shop vendor, which it's kind of like a car, right? In Diablo, you can kind of you can fast travel back to town, and you can buy some upgrades and stuff like that if you've got some gear. Now, throughout the map, there are little crows, I'll show you when we find one, that represent fast travel points. You can't use them when you're in combat. You can't use them when you're in combat. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on, skill. There we go. You can't use them in combat. You also can't actually get like the shrines and items and various other things whilst you're in combat. So the game doesn't really let you like power through and just try to gather all the good stuff just by cheesing the game, you know. So if there's combat in the area, you have to first deal with... Whoa, that's a big scary looking dude. You have to first deal with everything. Ouch. First deal with everything, and then you can fast travel or whatever. So, trait. Yes. You know what? This was not a super great random selection of level up items for me on this playthrough. And like I say, each skill is chosen randomly as you level up for each playthrough. So sometimes you might get ones you really want, sometimes you might not. Ouch. And your character does actually have a quick dodge ability, which I haven't really been utilizing here so far. But it is certainly advantageous to fast travel back to town fairly frequently when you have enough gold to do so. So let's see, one of these Raven sections right down here, that's the fast travel waypoint. You don't need to, I don't think you need to stand on a fast travel waypoint to fast travel back, but you do want to kind of line up to where you last left off so that you can get back pretty quick. Now, there's some value in visiting these guys frequently because you can upgrade some of your existing talents. You can also grab other helpful items that improve your character. So for example, I might want to upgrade some of my powers before I do too much fighting, because it'll help me to kill faster, and the faster I can kill, the more I can level up, the more items I can gather, and the better chance I'll have against the boss. Now I do believe I want to hit level 5 to have a chance to get the superpower, to have a chance at defeating the boss. Ouch. And when you die, I'll show you, because I'm sure it's going to happen when we hit the boss. You have a limited number of lives, which you can actually replenish at certain shrines in the game, but it does have a gold cost. It's actually not called gold in the game. I think they're called shards or something like that. And it is finite as to how many life recharges you can get. The game does include some stun effects, some knockdown effects, and various other things like that. Chilling effects, freezing, slowing movement effects. I have mostly been playing the Frost Queen because she reminds me the most of Sorcerer from Diablo, and of course Sorcerer is my favorite, just like the majority of you, I know. Ouch, okay. You know what, I don't think I have the time to deal with that guy right now, and I do need to level up, so I'm just gonna like power through here. And actually that health shrine is going to come in very nicely, very helpfully, well. Alright, max health now, 144. I think you start out at 100, something like that. Oh, watch out for that guy. And ouch, ouch, ouch. That was rude. But yes, I don't know if I'm going to have time to hit that 5th level where I can unlock my super, so this boss fight is going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky. Now, as you level up certain skills and talents, you basically can acquire different unique effects out of them. For example, we didn't get it this time, but this initial sort of circular attack, whoop, ouch, can be potentially charged up to multiply damage several times over and have a wider area of effect and some other cool stuff like that. That little blizzard effect is an upgrade from playing through and leveling up. And so as you level up, you can improve and actually change the nature of your primary skills, the way they function and operate. which kind of leads to play style optimization and basically preferences and build preferences and that sort of thing. We've got 34 seconds left here before the nightmare. You can hear the music intensifying. I don't think there's... Oh, okay, so here's what happens when you die. You have 6 Raven Feathers. You can use 1 Raven Feather to come back to life. Your other options are not coming back to life, and that's it. So basically those act like your 1-ups. Your Super Mario Brother 1-ups or whatever. You know what? We're gonna quickly head back to town and see if we can buy anything in our last few seconds of play. When you are shopping, the timer does pause, so you have a chance to grab this or that or the other thing. And I cannot say that I know how this shield works. I don't fully know. I got 140 gold down here. Ice spray, maybe. And then we got ice clone. I can say that I don't like my chances here. So, here we go. We're about to begin the boss fight. Okay, so the strategy that I've figured basically involves using your skill synergies to most effectively deal with the tentacle boys. They drop a health globe typically, and that keeps you alive whilst taking some damage and avoiding basically the attacks from the center guy. Until such time as... Oh, there we go, I got flattened. Until such time as you take out all the tentacles, which makes the center guy vulnerable. And then you do whatever damage you can. Now, the damage that you can do on the center guy is vastly increased if you have your ultimate ability, which sadly I did not level up enough for in this game, in this particular game. But we're still going to try here. Okay, so he is now vulnerable. So basically you got this opportunity to enhance damage, and I have none of my cooldowns up, sadly. So just do as much damage as you can, and then it all starts again. And this is, like I say, it is a lot more effective if you manage to get your level 5 super power-up ultimate ability, or at least that's what I found last time. But as you can see, I didn't do a whole lot of damage to the guy that time. And yeah, now it's basically survive the AoEs and the various attacks from big guy whilst killing the tentacles and collecting their health globes. In order to kind of keep your life up. And once they die, they also put down this globe of damage, so you don't want to run through it, basically. They don't always drop health globes, unfortunately. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, opportunity. And all of my cooldowns are not on, so that's too bad. And back to it. Around and around we go. Doing our best to not die. I will say that I died a lot and quickly the first few times until I figured out the oh, there it is. Until I figured out the approximate sequence to get her done here. But then once you know the sequence, well, as you can see, I'm still alive, so must be doing better. I will say that the art style is really quite pretty, really quite attractive. Oh no! Get that health globe. And, oh, okay. Oh, we got a chance. And, oh, come on. Where is it? Oh no, I'm fumbling my keys and panicking. Alright, that was not great, but it's the best we could do that time. Okay. And, ouch. Watch out for all the explosions. Ouch. Yikes. Ah, not good. Oh no. Okay, 2 tries left. You gotta focus here. Okay. Good, good. Ouch. Ah, not good. Not good. Yikes. Alright, very last try. Here we go. Try to pull it off for the sake of this video. Try to pull it off. But I will honestly say I'm not optimistic. Ouch. Ah, that's it. Okay, well, that's a playthrough. So once a playthrough finishes, basically, of course, you get your stats screen, and then you gain possible rewards, new talent, freezing stars, new talent, dual lances, and this is as your character, your dead character kind of levels up, right, and unlocks the potential to gain new things that you can opt into your next playthrough. So, or something like that. At least that's my understanding of it. If I'm wrong and this is being watched by somebody who knows this game better than me, feel free to let me know. But you know what we're going to do here? We're going to do something really quick here. We're going to try another character, just so I can show you guys a little bit more that the kind of different and interesting playthrough options. Here we've got Little Red Riding Hood. In this game, her name is Scarlet, which is quite lovely. All right, so we get to start by choosing a talent. So this particular one here, you earn after you basically have to complete a quest in order to unlock this talent. So you have to each kill with werewolf power earns 0.5 damage. Complete power has an 86% chance of no cooldowns if it kills that. So I don't fully understand what the heck that means, but distant explosions, shadow strikes, shapeshifter. I'm not rank 5 yet, so I can't actually take that one. But that's what you kind of unlock as you play through more and more and level up your character. You can unlock earlier game stuff, which give you nice perks and advantages for your next playthrough. So let's grab distant explosions. And I haven't been playing, and this Little Red Riding Hood here is more of a melee character. Let's see, that's not my thing. There we go, a little explody. And I have honestly found Little Red Riding Hood harder to learn initially. So I went to my go-to sorceress-like Ice Queen, ranged attacks, you know, good stuff. It is definitely a game of learning your combos, learning what keys do what, obviously. I'm fumbling here with Little Red Riding Hood, but yeah, at least give you guys an idea of the different kind of playthroughs. As you can see, that treasure chest there was hard to kill, and that's because there's enemies nearby. And the game is basically designed to not allow you to sort of cheese things in that way. It doesn't totally prevent you, but it doesn't encourage you either. Ouch, 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 ouch. Yeah, I'm not that good with Red Riding Hood. Okay, so the moon has just changed, and I've now transformed into a werewolf. And basically that's kind of the little neat thing about the Red Riding Hood, is that during the moon, when it's dark, whoops, no. When it's dark, you're a werewolf, and when it's daytime, you're Red Riding Hood. And the two characters have somewhat different, although similar, attack strategies. So you kind of have to learn them both. But they are both melee focused, and they both share some similarities, so you don't have to learn too crazy much. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Any game where you can transform into a werewolf is a game that makes me happy. Okay, unlocked a talent. Deals 66 damage when all around when triggering defense. Okay. Energy, maximum combo point. I don't understand that one, so I'm going to grab this one. I like the voice acting in this game. I think that was my defense, but I wasn't close enough to actually trigger any damage. Oh, I actually didn't even realize you could hold the pounce attack. That's fun. Yeah, for a fun game to jump into, I think this counts. You know, here's going to be my strategy, guys. Here's going to be my strategy when it comes to showing these games off and then basically recommending them or not. I'm not going to do any sort of rating system or anything like that. I'm basically going to say, hey, it made me play more than once, right? You know, it caught my attention and made me want to come back, and that's probably the sign of a game that's fun. Or you know, I just tried it and didn't want to play it anymore. That'll be my negative indicator, which is typically what happens when I play games. I play them once and I don't want to play them again because I'm just not that into them. But if a game makes me want to come back a few times, then that's probably a good indicator, because typically, if a game makes you want to come back a few times, I've noticed that with games, often the more chance you give them, the more time you kind of invest into them and learn them, the more fun they often get. So, yeah. I know that was certainly true of, oh, now the day has come out and I'm back to Little Red here again.
Looks like I can put my blades away.
Okay, so this part of the map has a giant treasure chest which contains a magical item. After dash, gain a crit chance, reduce Sandman's shard prices, 1-star fate. I have no idea what any of these do. I guess I'll just go with that one. I do see a...
Death comes quickly to those who deserve it.
Oh, so her defense is of course upgraded as well. It's a little different than the werewolf upgraded defense, which does a bit of an AoE. Hers is kind of similar, but a little different. Whoa. Anyway, gentlemen and ladies, this is a look at... I'm going to say... I don't want to say Ravenloft. I don't want to say... It's not Ravenloft. It's Raven something. Ravenswatch. There it is. Thank you. Ravenswatch. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Clearly a professional review. I'll see you in the next one.